I did a live video speaking on this, but because of the fact that the video was kind of choppy and uh, the way it aired from live sounded funny, I'm gonna redo it. Hindsight should be 2020, and the fact that we look at the Donald Trump presidency and doesn't have hindsight and see the fact that Donald Trump was a Manchurian candidate tells me America is about to collapse and democracy is over with. Yes, democracy is ending in America, and I know some, especially black people who love Europeans, some of us believe America will always exist as it is, and it is too powerful to fall. However, you hear America fantasize about Greek, that first European civilization. What happened to the Greek civilization? The Greeks collapsed due to wealth inequality. You also hear Europeans talk about Rome. What happened to Rome? Rome collapsed due to wealth inequality. Yes, Rome also collapsed to wealth inequality. In America, wealth inequality is at a height unseen throughout history, even that of Rome and Greece. So hindsight should be 2020. We should understand that it's imperative that we begin to uh, uh, wealth distribution in America. However, my thing is to tell you that America does not have hindsight, right? And I say that because if we look back at Trump presidency, you should be able to clearly see that he was a Manchurian candidate and he did lots of actions that benefited Putin and made it that we would suffer during Putin attack on Ukraine. Let me first start by saying Trump canceled the energy deal America had with Iran in order to place embargoes on Iran. This prevented Iran from selling that oil on the international exchange, which made Russia oil more valuable. You see that through the fact that this Chinese spy was caught trying to sell Iran oil, trying to trade Iranian oil for Chinese weapons. That is because Trump put them on canceled the energy deal. They want to form nuclear weapons, nuclear energy, so they put them on sanctions globally because white supremacy is a global event. It is a global power base. So they prevented them from being able to buy their oil or anyone from being able to purchase their oil, right? This made Russia's oil more expensive. Let's be clear about this. Why was there no embargo on Russia selling oil? Russia is a nuclear country that's acting erratic because they're white people. See, racism has blinded America so much that America is about to collapse. White people insecurity is so great that they cannot hold themselves accountable for their actions. So he placed Iran in embargoes, taking their oil off the international market, making Russia oil more valuable. Then he placed tariffs on Canada, claiming it was about trade agreement. But what he failed to tell the people is that America gets 92% of oil, of Canada oil, which Canada is probably the 8th nation in oil production. We get 92% of their oil and send it through our refineries. Him placing tariffs on oil, meaning that the American consumer will pay for the tariffs, pay an extra fee to purchase the oil from Canada. Canada retaliated with tariffs back on America, but Canada also began to ship other oil overseas, which made America more subjective to foreign oil prices. This is another thing Trump did in order to benefit Russia. Trump attacks on NATO and threats to pull America out of NATO and defund NATO was another example of Trump attempts to benefit Putin. See, you have to understand international politics as well. And the fact that they are not calling him account for this, and the fact that he was able to take nuclear weapons, nuclear secrets from the White House, take attack plans, launch plans for Iran after he kicked off conflict with Iran, making America more vulnerable, and his campaign was Make America Great, shows you that America is about to self-destruct. America is collapsing from within. I don't know why we wish to ignore this or ignore the signs. I guess our black people, our love for white people is so great, and our affinity and our looking up to them as gods is so great that we have failed to ignore the signs. But you claim to be so spiritual, but if you were so spiritual, what did the Bible say about the Jews? They would perish because they was in love with the Pharaoh's wealth. That's not word for word, but that's pretty much what God had told the Jews. So if you don't begin to prepare yourself for the collapse in America, and you believe that America will always be good and always exist, then you will suffer the greatest. And this is what black people have to understand, and why black people have to become more self-sufficient, because this government, you're not going to be able to depend on. They're collapsing from within. They had a Manchurian candidate, and they're trying to place that Manchurian candidate back in office. All I'm telling black people is hindsight should be 2020. You should be able to review the past and see how those actions affected you in the present. But America as a collective can't seem to see this. So I can't see no positive outcome to what's about to happen in America.